Welcome to Discussion Sentai Loserger. I'm Loser Blue,
And I'm Loser Yellow.
and this is a show where we talk about the newest episodes of Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. This week we're talking about Kamen Rider Zeztz, episode 18, and Gozyuger, episode 46. We always start with Rider, so Yellow, what are your thoughts on Zeztz 18?
Episode 18 of Kamen Rider Zeztz was a lot better than most of the first parters have been in the past little while. Now, we did get introduced to a couple new characters that are sticking around long term. That being Number 3, who is taking over Zero's position as Baku's commander, and Kureha, who is a unknown agent of code, or at least an aware dreamer.
Yeah, well, Baku definitely said that she went to the cram school, so she's probably an agent. I would guess she's probably like Agent 6, something like that, like right before
Yeah.
Baku. Although it does lead me to she recognized Baku as Agent 7, and as an adult, has Baku been an agent before? Do they do like memory erasure, maybe?
Ooh, that would be unique.
Because if she was Agent 6, I could see it being they used her for a bit, then they erased her memory, and then she went back to normal, you
Yeah.
know? And maybe Baku's been used before. Who knows? I would assume probably Baku hasn't been used, and she just weirdly recognized him as an adult, despite only ever seeing him as a child.
Yeah.
But we can get into that later. So yeah, 3 is not a good guy. He's pretty mean.
Yeah, he likes to play hardball. He's very no nonsense.
Yeah, he doesn't have the same like playfulness that Zero has. He's very like, you will do the mission, and I will accept no compromise at all. And Zero had that a bit too at points, but like early on, Zero is definitely a lot more playful. Whereas 3 is a complete hard ass.
Yeah. Buddy slapped Baku to sleep.
Yeah, that was funny. I like that transition of him punching him in the stomach, and he gets knocked out and wakes up in the dream. I like that this dream involved Nazca. Like, I like that she's in there. Obviously, it's not her dream. They try to trick us that it's her dream early on. But
Hmm.
as soon as they introduced the other named character, Kureha, it was like, yeah, of course. That's the real dreamer. It's not going to be Nazca. It was a little obvious once they introduced another named character that was going to be the real dreamer. I was expecting at the end of the episode it was still to be a mystery as to who the real dreamer was. I'm glad that they just told us.
Yeah, it
And
was
because it was
very
really
obvious this
obvious.
time.
But in this dream, the doors open fast.
Yeah, we got 2 open doors.
And a lot of it came down to her getting the gun and being determined to shoot,
Yeah.
which leads me to believe that something traumatic has happened in her past that maybe she's forgotten about. Maybe it has something to do with code and it has to do with shooting. I don't know what that is. Obviously, we don't know enough about her at all. We know that she told Nazca that I can't go to the same college as you, and then they just kind of disappeared after graduation. So it might have something to do with why they did that. But who knows? Not us.
Now the nightmare.
The
Cool
nightmare
design.
itself.
I love the design of the nightmare.
Yeah, he's cool. He's one of the more violent nightmares since
Yeah.
he's just let's kill a bunch of teenagers.
Yeah, he
that's
just
his
started
plan.
blasting.
Now I'm curious: are those people dying in real life?
Well, there's a lot of people who are disappearing at the very least.
Well, they're disappearing from the school. What's it? From the yearbook.
Yeah. So is he like erasing their existence?
I don't know because I don't know if they're dying. The only thing we really know about the Black case is that the gymnasium blew up.
Yeah.
And then people were missing from the book. Not necessarily that those people are missing for real, but like a lot of people die.
Yeah.
Like he
Like
go
dozens.
maybe some like really serious stuff like involving people only happens when they win, like when they open all the doors, and that like finalizes in reality. I'm not sure if we've really seen. Have we seen anyone die in the dream and then die in real life?
I don't think anyone's died. We've
Yeah, I
had
don't.
people get poisoned like the sous chefs.
Oh yeah, but that was happening in real time.
Yeah.
So yeah, those people might be dead. It might be over for them. GG.
Yeah.
So that's intense.
So what kind of nightmare is this? Is it sports equipment, gamer? I
I
don't know.
it,
Like he had a big
I
upvote and downvote on his face.
I mean, I think that was supposed to be a timer. It has something to do with games, I have to assume, because he throws cards and stuff and dice.
Yeah.
So I guess he's the game nobody. I don't know, not nobody. What am I thinking of? Nobodies. That's a Kingdom Hearts thing. That's very different. The the game nightmare. Odd, but whatever. He looks cool and he's violent and mean. And Nox is all for it. He's totally a-okay with what's happening, I guess.
Yeah, meanwhile, back at the Dream Garden, Nox is given a new capsum, and it disappointed me. But,
Yeah, it's like a tool capsule. It's not like a new form or anything.
yeah, I was hoping for a new form, but yeah, they're not going to do it 2 episodes after he gets his upgrade. Like, Nox Knight came out 7 episodes ago, so
Yeah.
they moved on from that quickly.
His new upgrade is just a gun arm. I think I saw like a magazine scan of him also having a sword arm,
Mm.
which feels a bit redundant because he has a gun sword, right?
Yeah.
I guess they're stronger. Yeah. So the big thing is like the nightmare is trying to entice her to shoot him, like to get violent, embrace violence, I guess. I don't know what that really means, and because we don't know anything about her character. Like,
Mhm.
I can only somewhat speculate. But it is entirely possible. I know we've seen some scans of future. They look more like Nox Knight than they do Riders.
Yeah, a little
Like
bit.
some we've seen like in the poster some characters that are Rider-esque. And I assumed one of those would be the lady, but maybe one of those is Korean. Is it
Kureha.
what Korea? Are we sure? Because that's a One Piece character.
I know. It's definitely Kureha.
Okay. And I
That's what
just like, am I
subtitles said.
okay? That's fine. I'm fine with it. I just like, I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting it right, or if I'm mixing it up with something from a completely different piece of media. But anyway, so she could be one of those, and I assume I don't know. She's probably Agent 6. Put her next to 7.
Yeah, probably.
Now, where will her allegiance lie is, something that would still be up in the air. Okay, will she join up with Baku and Code, or will she go to Nox's side? If she is that at all. One thing I did notice, small detail, when they're playing basketball, Nox's uniform is number 7. Kureha's uniform is number 4.
Oh.
Is that a Noxa's on Baku's side and Kureha's going to be on Nox's side? Maybe for foreshadowing. But it is interesting to note that they specifically used those numbers because
Yeah.
those are significant numbers currently. So that's neat. We saw another nightmare be created.
Yeah,
like
we
in the
saw like a
garden.
moth nightmare get created. It was
It
a
looks
moth,
pretty
right?
goofy. Yeah, it's very moth-esque. It's a weird looking one. I kind of disappeared. Did it go through a door? I think it went
It
through a
went
door.
through a door, yeah.
So maybe that's showing how nightmares get into people's dreams, and that one will show up in a future episode. Or like the whole plan of this nightmare is a distraction to allow that nightmare to do its thing, something like that.
Yeah, openly possible. What would a moth do? It ruins like a fashion show because it eats all the clothes.
Yeah, true. That's what it'll do. I don't know.
That's what moths do, right? Moths eat clothes.
Yeah, allegedly. I've never actually seen it happen, but
Yeah, well, it's
that's what
synthetic
mothballs are
fibers,
for.
cotton. Yeah, mothballs. Like moths really like wool, and we just traditionally don't wear a lot of wool anymore.
That's fair. So yeah, there's stuff going on, and Code is Zero. Very conveniently got taken out of commission before he could tell Baku the secret. It's very convenient
Yeah.
for the mystery of the plot. Ugh. We'll see.
So Nox fights Baku as well, and
Yes.
takes a capsum from him. Was
Yeah, he
that
takes
plasma?
barrier.
Oh, it
No,
was
he takes
It
barrier.
looked very yellow, but
The
it's
barrier
barrier.
is like
Okay.
it's a very light kind of yellowish green. because Baku was using it to protect Kuriha so she wouldn't have to shoot and stuff. And I guess Nox wanted her to shoot and stuff, so he
Yeah.
broke the barrier and stole the capsum,
Okay.
so that Baku couldn't use it, which is fair enough. I think that's a big thing right now in this series, is I want to know what are the true motivations of the organizations at hand, right? What
Yeah.
is Code's true motivation? What is the lady's true motivation? Because those are the two factions. And we mostly follow Baku, who's, working for one, but still has no idea what's going on for the most part. So
Hmm.
he's just kind of working with Code because it seems like they generally have people's best interest, but who knows? They're definitely shady. And the lady side keeps talking about he'll learn the darkness of Code, and then his mind will break. So who knows what Code's up to? And obviously, Code's an iffy place. They were training child soldiers effectively,
Yeah.
child mind soldiers. But so, Gozyuger 46. What are your thoughts?
So episode 46 of Number One Sentai Gozyuger is showing me that the series really, really does not have enough time to wrap things up.
Oh yeah,
So, like the first half of this episode was preparing for a number one battle and Fire Candle absorbing the power of the Calamity by eating Vidal.
yeah, just straight eating it,
Yeah.
which is cool, and I do like it's.
It's very middle.
Yeah,
But also that Fire Candle is the bad guy, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he is a bad guy. He just wants to protect his bros and make sure that they can walk down the street with their head held high and not be subject to like racism or something.
yeah. I guess he's operating on, we're gonna take over the human worlds and we'll be in charge, so no one can bully us, I guess. But despite that, he's still like really respectful and kind of a bro to all his former allies, right? Like,
Yeah.
I like his reasoning of like, I don't want to abandon all these, but like there's got to actually be a better way. But
For
obviously
sure.
he does phrase it as he's just stupid and he can't think of any other way because that's who he is. And fair, that's probably how he was built. Right? He's an artificial construct. He probably wasn't built to think these kinds of things through. He was supposed to just lead battle assaults. So when
Yeah.
you have a hammer, you know,
Use it.
no, it's that every problem looks like a nail. That's the end
Oh,
of that.
okay.
God, ah! I'm saying that violence is his hammer. It's the only tool he's got.
Okay.
Oh, way to destroy it.
So we have our matchups for the final fights for the ultimate ring battles, being
Yeah,
black, green, yellow, blue, red, and polar, which is what we predicted last week. Wow,
yeah,
surprise!
it makes the most sense. Yeah, you're right that this episode really does let us know how little time there is. There's 3 episodes left, which would mean one for blue yellow, one for red white, and then one for like a 3-way finale. But then we still had to deal with Fire Candle and the Calamity.
Yeah,
Like it feels like there would need to be 50 episodes. Did someone count wrong? Are we getting 50 episodes?
I
I
don't think we are because if
I
I look at the calendar,
when does Gavon
uh,
come out?
it comes out on the 15th. So we have 3 episodes. We have the 25th, the 1st, and the 8th.
Yeah, okay. So impossible for it to not be 49. It has to be 49 episodes.
And looking at next week's preview, it is red and blue with like a tinge of fire candle, and Polar senses something bad is approaching.
Yeah. I mean, so next episode seems to be mostly focused on Rikuo.
Yeah.
Now, based on the pattern, not really pattern, there's only really one data point, which was this episode. Whoever got the focus is going to lose.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Rikuo loses, just because he's getting the focus. Now, it's also possible the other way around. They don't have to follow that exact pattern. Hoeru's obviously going to win. There's no doubt in
Yeah.
anyone's mind.
Gotta
Polar
have the
is,
red win.
yeah, Polar is just a massive fraud, and of course the red is going to win. There was no buts about that. So yeah, there's just not a lot of time. Okay, anyway, that's future episodes. Let's talk about actually this episode. Let's talk about Eagle. Let's talk about Green.
Yo,
My
best
my
character other than Fire Candle? Best
my
Gozyuger?
favorite of the Gozyugers. Yes, he's great. He has some like heartwarming scenes with his family. He gets to hang out with his good friends, Shining Knife and Sweet Cake, in a very weird training scene.
Yeah.
His conclusion's a little obvious. Like it was always obvious that I think it was pretty obvious he was going to lose just because his wish is so much more frivolous, right?
Yeah.
But I do like the conclusion where he determines that the real party person is the guy who makes everyone happy, kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's living your life the way you want and making everyone around you happy. It's not just about partying and being happy yourself. You got to do it for everyone, and he can do that without winning. And Sumino needs to win to get her thing. So it makes sense that he would lose. I don't know how long he gets to stay young.
Does he just get the power of eggs forever?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it lasts until the what's it called? Until the contest is over, right? He may be knocked out, but the contest isn't over. Theoretically, he could steal rings still, right?
Yeah.
He's out because he doesn't have a ring, but it's not impossible for him to just steal a ring. So I guess that's why he still has that power. I don't know.
No, there's still
It's
4 rings in Tegajun's possession.
oh, those ones.
We
Yeah,
have
no.
we have
They will
all the Tegajun rings. It's fine.
they will never be relevant ever. Set up something cool and don't do anything with it. Thank you, Gozyuger. Again.
Yo, but Blue, they can put the Tegajun ring onto Wolf Kuon's sword, and then he'll transform into a real boy again.
Just yeah. No. I don't think those rings will ever come up again. I don't imagine they will ever be used. I
3
don't know,
episodes. You just
Tegajun.
have to wait 3 weeks.
Maybe they'll be used by Tegajun again in a mech battle against the Calamity in the finale. But I don't think they'll ever be used as like rings by our main characters. Our dream of the Bryden Sentai is not gonna happen. How
I still have
unfortunate.
hope.
I
I'm
don't.
based and hope filled.
I don't know. Because you've just been a fun show, but it's disappointed me too much that I can't imagine it will ever do that. But yeah, no, I like Green. I like his conclusion. I like him as a character, despite the fact that he barely gets to do anything. What Fire Candle did in this episode was, after eating the thing and talking to his friends, he just kind of showed up, summoned some mooks, and then left.
Yeah.
So he didn't do anything. It was a very ineffectual assault.
Eating the Calamity, eating Vidal, has obviously had some sort of negative effect on him.
Well, yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm gonna guess that he will get possessed, right?
Yeah.
He'll get possessed by the Calamity and usher in Gladys to show up, and then Gladys will get blown up by Take a Sword, Take a June, and Good Burn working together or something like that.
Yeah, a real family fight.
The main thing is I mean, obviously, I think the conclusion will be that Hoeru wins. The big thing is, what will he wish for? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And does he just wish for happiness for all his friends or something? Thus, it's a catch-all wish that grants all their wishes. Like,
Ooh,
be kind of lame, but it would work, I guess.
it's likely.
It just feels like, why didn't anyone? It was just like, oh, then why didn't anyone just, wish for everyone in the world to be happy? Then everyone would get anything they want, right?
Yeah.
Feels a bit iffy. There should be some limitations, but we'll see. Take a Sword likes to break the rules for Haru anyway, so he loves doing that. It's the most biased contest
his favorite
out there.
child.
Yeah, it's such a biased contest. It's so funny. I was pretty positive on Gozyuger like early on in its run because I just found the episodic episodes really fun. But as we get closer to its finale, I'm just starting to get a lot more
critical.
Yeah, a lot more critical about it because it's just not gonna stick a landing. I just don't believe it will. There's not enough time, and it hasn't set up things like properly for it to do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, but what can you do?
It's not going to be our problem for long. 4 more weeks until Gavan.
Kavan, yeah. Curious about that. I'm trying to know as little as possible about Kavan before it comes out. Okay, well, that's been this week's episode of Discussion Sentai Loserger. If you liked it, like, subscribe, leave a comment. We'd appreciate it. Anyway, see you next week.